Warning, the following cast discusses topics that many in today's society may consider hurtful, mean, controversial, etc. If you are soft and you are very fitting for the winter, aka a snowflake, you might not want to listen to this one and just carry on with your life. Because all you're probably going to do is leave some hateful comments because I put my own opinions that don't match up with yours. And since everybody has to hear your opinions, there's no reason why you can't hear mine. Additionally, if you still choose to stick around despite this intro, a lot of what's said is what I think, but it's also heavily embellished to try to be a little goofy, maybe get a couple chuckles. I mean, I know some people that will listen to this. When I say some people, I mean people I actually know who may actually giggle by my over-embellishments on what I'm saying. So keep that in mind as well. I'm just being silly, sort of, but in a serious-sounding manner. Okay. I mean, if you're still here, you've been warned. So, yeah, it's the last few seconds for you to get out of here. If you're a little softy. Okay, well, if you hear something you don't like, it's on you now. Alright, so, obviously, based on the title, you already know what I'll be talking about. The, Alphabet Club. Rainbow community. Ruining everything that you learned as a kid to enjoy. Ugh. No, the stupid LGBT extra nonsense that doesn't make any sense after that community. So, these people are heavily pushing their ideologies and lifestyles onto the world in recent days. So I figure, well, what the F? If we gotta listen to their nonsense, then why can't I talk about what I think about it? So, here goes. We're just going to go through the letters, I guess. So, the L and the G, I feel like if you're gay, like, whatever. If you're actually gay, you were born that way, ever since being a little kid, you say you're a boy. You notice that you felt a certain way towards the other boys that, obviously you didn't understand then, but as you got older, you realized, oh, I'm gay. Or a girl, same situation. You're checking out the other girls, but you didn't realize. But as you get older, you realized, oh, I'm a lesbian. Like, whatever, As long as you're not a faggot about it. These ones that go to the gay pride parades, yeah, they're over the top. They're faggots about it. Like, calm down. You can be gay. You don't have to be, this isn't how people act. It's like, for some reason, when you're gay, all of a sudden you act like a weird way that nobody behaves. Oh, it's because I'm gay. That's why I talk like this. And that's why I do my makeup even though I'm a guy, and I wear nails and wear dresses. And it's like, bro, you're just gay. You can be normal. Like, I feel like the perfect example of how to be normal when you're gay is the main character from Moonlight, that movie. He's gay. Does he act like a faggot? No. That's how you do it. Just be normal. Like these stupid gay pride parades. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh, we need to have pride because we gotta be brave and blah, blah. Like, what do you gotta be brave about nowadays? There's nothing. Everybody's gay, apparently, nowadays. So you don't need to have your stupid celebrations. It's so dumb. Oh, look at me. I'm gay. Let's have a parade. No, let's not. And this is one of those stupid things that they over the top. What's the word I'm looking for? That they over the top. I don't know. Celebrate. That's not the right word I'm looking for, but for a lack of a better word right now, we'll just say that. That just doesn't need to be celebrated like that. The gay community, or what's the other one that they like to do that's stupid? Oh man, I just had it too, but I struggled to think of a word. But yeah. But then you have that sarcastic one, the straight pride parade in Boston, and they lost their mind over that. So you think of Joker. Everybody loses their minds. Have a gay pride parade and nobody bats an eyelash, but throw one straight pride parade and everybody loses their minds. Oh, so it's okay for you to be literally parading down the street. I'm gay. Look at me. in all this, all with your other gay cronies, but then a bunch of dudes are just walking down the street in their t-shirts and drinking a beer, and that's a problem? Seriously? It just shows like it's just dumb. And it just makes it even dumber when they throw a problem over somebody that's not part of their community doing the same thing that they do. But anyways, as I was saying, if you're legit gay, then whatever. You know, if you're just gay and you have a boyfriend or a husband, whatever. As long as you're not over the top unnecessary, like, you know, James Charles, faggot. Or Jeffree Star even. He's weird. I don't know how to describe him. He's like a faggot, but he's also just like his own category. Oh, and also, if you don't like faggot, then don't listen to this. I don't care about you. Like, this is... we gotta listen to all these other idiots' opinions, so this is just what I think. So... like, it's not gonna make me change how I talk. So anyhow... seriously? I'm seriously ing, because, you know, I always make these while driving. And, we're sitting at a light, and it changed green, but of course the moron in front of me can't be bothered to pay attention. Oh, is the light green? Oh, yeah, we'll just sit here. Oh, it turned red again. We're still sitting here because I'm stupid. New York plate makes me wonder, are you legit New York, or is this just a, loner or something? I only say that because, you know, we're cruising around in Connecticut right now. Connecticut up near the Massachusetts border, so there's not really any need for New Yorkers to be around here. I don't know. Anyway, back to my whole faggot shtick. So yeah, if you don't like it, I don't care. When I grew up, we all said faggot. Everybody was a faggot. Your best friend, you'd say, hey, what's up, faggot? So, you know, gay people were faggots. The gay people called each other faggots. So, deal with it. I don't care if it's so sensitive nowadays. Stop being a little wuss. Or, you know, just stop being a faggot. They're words. Like, that's the thing, too, I always think about how everybody's all sensitive about words. Everything you say now is this stupid cancel culture nonsense, and everybody's gonna always apologize for everything. They're words. Like, why does people nowadays let a sound that comes out of your mouth affect them so much? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a person that understands English, which I imagine you are, that's why you're listening to this. If I said any of this in, like, Chinese, you wouldn't know even what I'm saying. And then it would legitimately just be noises coming out of my mouth. And it wouldn't offend you. I could say faggot 14 million times in Chinese, and you'd have no idea what I'm saying. All you'd hear is the noise and be like, what does that mean? I gotta figure out how to spell that so I can, like, Google Translate it or something. So, you know what I mean? It's just dumb. Like, you know what hurts you? A gun. Someone pulls a gun, pulls the trigger, that hurts you. Not somebody walking up saying, hey, faggot. Just go along with it. Hey, what's up? These stupid sensitive people nowadays over nothing. God, the country is such a wuss. It's like, that's the problem too with this stupid country now as well, because everybody's just making problems. There aren't any problems, actually. So we gotta make problems. Oh, I know, we can be sensitive over every little thing. You know, back in the day, people just got back from World War II, and then there was the Korean War and all that nonsense. I'm not saying war is good, but I'm saying there's actually real problems, so people weren't so stupid about things that don't matter. Now there's nothing really to worry about, so they worry about stupid things that really don't matter. But anyways, keep getting off track. So yeah, back to the G. If you're gay, then you're gay. Same as lesbian. If you're a lesbian, whatever. There's a woman that lives across the way from me. I say it that way. I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's my apartment building. There's a fence that separates our yard and the house across the way, and then it's them. But the fence is see-through. It's just like a chain link fence. And anyways, I'm pretty sure one of the women that lives there is like a butch lesbian. You know, it's just stereotypical. Jeans every day, short hair. Wears long sleeve, like in winter, wears long sleeves with like a puffy vest that she never zips up. You know, just like a standard lesbian look. And then once in a while she will have another woman over there that dresses and looks kind of like her. And not kind of like her in the sense of a sister, but, same style. Short hair, vest, pants, jeans. And I assume maybe that's like her girlfriend or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, she's fine. She's cool. She's over there. She's quiet. Minds her business. She, tries to take care of the yard. It's just an apartment, so, nobody cares too much. But she's got a little garden that she'll tend in the summer and stuff. Yeah, so, like, whatever. She's not hurting anybody. Who cares that if you are a lesbian? I don't know. Maybe it's just her style. And maybe she was married to a man and they got divorced and she was just like, screw it, I don't care about guys anymore. Now she just looks and dresses like this because it's easier for her in the morning. I don't have hair anymore because I don't have to worry about brushing it. My clothes, jeans every day, nice and simple. I don't have to think about what I'm wearing on my bottom half, my top half. It's the only thing I gotta think about. What shirt am I gonna pair with this vest that I don't zip up? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, she's cool. Now, when I say real lesbians, because, there's these fake ones, or at least there was, I don't know, when about 10, 12, 13-ish years ago, for some reason, all the girls that I knew were, like, going through, like, a fake, stupid, weird phase, whatever you want to call it, where, like, they had boyfriends, then they'd break up with the boyfriend, hook up with a girl for about a year, and then when that ended, they'd go back to guys, and it was like, what was the point of that? Like, you're not a lesbian. That was stupid. But it was just like the thing. Oh, I'm with a woman now. Oh, cool. You're an idiot. You went from being with a guy for 7 years to leave him so you can just join this weird craze. And now you're going to leave her. And now you're with a different guy. When instead, you could have just been with that last guy that you were with for 7 years. And now you'd be with him for 9 years. Like, what was the point of that? I don't know. Like, everybody that I used to work with, though, was doing that. And it was just dumb. What's that noise? I hear a little noise. I always get nervous when I'm in my car and there's noises because, nobody wants car problems. But I think it's just my wipers. I think because I'm talking to this, I'm kind of focused on this and I'm focused on paying attention to the road. So I'm picking up the wiper sound, but it's throwing me off because I'm not really, like, paying attention to the wipers. So it's like a background noise that I'm catching after the fact. And it's like, wait, what is that? I think that's all it is. I hope it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyhow. But yeah, if you're a real L, then whatever. I don't think anybody needs to be having those stupid parades and stuff, though, because you like to, if you're a guy and you like to fool around with other guys, you get to have a parade and that's celebrated. That's just weird. Or if you're a woman and you like other women, you need to have a celebration for that. It's just stupid. Like, the parades just need to stop. They're dumb. You know what I mean? There's no better way to put it than that. That's really all it is. It's literally what it is. A celebration because you're a guy and you like other wieners. Like, why? Why is that getting celebrated? Okay, cool, you're gay. But anyhow, moving on from that, now we start to veer into more of the nonsense. So stage one of the nonsense is the bi. That definitely is not a real thing. There's no way there's somebody out there that's legitimate. I'm actually bi. No, you're not. You're trying to just, I don't know, be rebellious or something, or you're trying to, I don't know, make a statement or just be an attention seeker or something. There's no way. Say you're a guy. There's no way that some girl walks by who's all juicy and you're like, jeez, she's hot, and she's walking towards you. You know what I mean? Like, you're, I don't know, going down in New York. She's walking southbound. You're going northbound, and as she goes by, you turn your head to get that look at the back and all that nonsense, and really checking her out. And then a minute later, there's a guy that's all, buff or whatever, or dressed really well, nice suit or something. I don't know. But, and then you're going to think, ooh, jeez, he's juicy. Like, there's no way. That doesn't make sense. You're not going to want either one. There's one or the other. You either want that girl or you're gay and you want the guy. Basically, that's what I think really what it is, too, when people claim they're bi. I think underlying it's just you're gay, but you don't want to fully admit it, so you just claim that you're bi. Oh, I like both. It's a little bit better than just straight up saying I'm gay. You know what I mean? It's like Nathaniel with his car, like H3 says. How it's almost like he's gay, so he's got his really intricate plan. I'm gonna start hooking up with my car, and I'm gonna give it a guy name, so that way then we're gonna establish my car as a guy, and then I'm gonna ditch my car and actually hook up with a real guy. So then when I tell my parents that I'm with a guy, it's not so bad. They'll be like, okay, at least he's not with a car anymore. You know, same kind of idea. Oh, I'm bi. I'm not fully gay. You know, sometimes part-time I'm gay. Yeah, okay, bro. Same as when women, though, I feel like the bi nonsense. I don't even know if that rule. I think for guys that claim they're bi, yeah, you're gay. Like, look at Shane Dawson. Aren't him and Rylan married? Okay, you're not bi, bro. Because I feel like your straight side would probably be stronger if that was a real thing. You wouldn't want to settle with a guy. You don't want that. A guy is... If being bi was real, I feel like the bi side the gay side of things would be like just to be stupid and fool around. I hooked up with a guy last night. It's not something you want to make a lifelong commitment to. The straight side would want that. So, yeah, you're not bi, bro. You're just gay. You just didn't ever want to admit it all along. So you pretended you're straight and then said, I'm actually bi. No, you're not. You're gay, idiot. Anyways, and then when it comes to the women, though, it's like when a woman does it, again, it's more just for, like, attention. I don't think there's any actual bi girls. It's just they think, I don't know, they're at a club and they're like, hey, let me just make out with another girl. It'll attract the attention of some guy. That's all they're trying to do it for. They don't really want that girl. They're trying to see what kind of horny guys are going to want to catch on to that. Like, it's... So, yeah, the bi category is just stupid. It's there for no reason. You're one or the other. You're not both. That don't make any sense. And then, speaking of not making any sense, that's when it gets even worse, down to the T's. And then forget the nonsense after. I don't even know what it is. QIA or something like that. And I'm sure there's more letters that I don't even know about because that's how ridiculous it is. But I don't even know what those mean. I think Q is queer, but what is that? Everybody always says queer as like a different way of saying faggot. So like what's the difference between faggot and queer? I don't know. And in the dictionary, the definition of queer is weird. So what is queer supposed to be? And then IA, I don't know what those are. The I could kind of, if I had to guess, I'd say intersex, which what does that mean? I don't know. And then A, no idea at all. I don't know what that would be. Alien? Are they making up races for themselves now too in there? I'm alien. I'm not human. Oh, okay. But anyways, yeah, the T and all the nonsense after it. That's something that currently is like wildly being accepted. I mean, there's even a thing on Dr. Phil with Matt Walsh, which was cool because of Matt Walsh. If it didn't have him, it wouldn't have been as good. But Matt Walsh tore it up and put these morons in their place, and it was pretty cool. And then, of course, they go and cry, though. He gave us some emotional damage. We can't sleep. No, you got emotional damage because you have issues. That's why you're being like this. And that's the whole point of this T community. T and everything after it community. These are people with mental health illnesses that instead of getting the proper treatment, it's for some reason being forced on or pushed onto society to just accept them. Which I don't understand why that's the case. But these people clearly have issues. They shouldn't be getting embraced in all this. You got these morons that think, oh, I am a girl trapped in a boy's body. Really? Like, does that even make any sense? No, it doesn't. No, you're not a girl in a boy's body, you moron. You are a boy. Or the opposite. I'm a boy in a girl's body. Oh, okay. Or you're just a girl, stupid. And then you get the other things like I'm non-binary. Like, now you're into the territory of people just making up stuff. There's no rhyme or reason or logic behind it at all. These morons are just making stuff up. I'm non-binary. Really? Really? You're not a guy or a girl. Okay. Yep. Because that's an option. That's an option with any living creature. For all of life, up until recently, when these morons started to have their movement explode, it's been male or female. Now, all of a sudden, I'm neither. Yeah, and says who and why. Oh, you say that about yourself. You're making this up about yourself. Okay. So now I'm supposed to honor this? Like, if you want to be something that you're not, play video games then. Play Skyrim. There's a lot of options in Skyrim of what you can be and how you can look. Even play Saints Row. They give you lots of goofy options. You can make yourself like a bright red lizard type looking thing. You can customize your face as much as you want. You can do all that nonsense. Like, this is real life. You're clearly X or Y. You're not neither, you moron. And then you got the even bigger morons that are like doing that with their babies. Oh, I did, like on the Dr. Phil one again. They had what was the stupid mom's name? Of course, the mom had a dumb name too. Like very fitting that you would be one of these freaks when that's your name. But she has a baby and she's calling it. Before we get started too, she's not a she. I'm a they. I go by they, them. I'm not a she. Yeah, okay. You gave birth to a kid, you moron. You're a she. And then her baby, though. I'm just leaving it so that when they, calling their kid they, when they get older, they can make the decisions for themselves. No, you know what your baby is. Does it got a little wee-wee? Or does it not? Well, then there you go. That tells you what your baby is. Not leave it open for them to decide when they get older. Like, there is no decision. It's A or B. It's so stupid. These people... And for some reason, though, this is getting so heavily pushed. And you got, you got to honor the pronouns and blah, blah, blah. No. Like, that's one thing I was thinking about. Society's getting all psychotic and stupid. And I'm like, dang it. Because I want to try to get into a school to teach my own classes. And I'm like, what if I get one of these freak students? I'm not going to do their nonsense. I'm not calling you anything stupid that you think I should call you. Like, I'm not going to call you them or they or Z or any of that crap they got. And if you're clearly a guy but you claim to be a girl, I'm not going to call you she, her. And it's like, it's just going to make a weird situation. Because then what? Am I going to get fired because some freak in my class that clearly needs psychiatric help and doesn't want to get it is somehow going to win over me? How does that make any sense? But yeah, so you got these T's that are stupid. And then that's the thing too with their pronouns, giving themselves stupid words, making up words. Like, what is a Z or a zer? Those are nothing. Those aren't even words. But nope. Oh, that's what I am. That's what I use. Yeah, and why? Because you just arbitrarily chose that? Did you just wake up one morning like, I got it? Like, I feel like these weirdos just come up with something kind of like how I make up my names, like my YouTube channel or whatever. But, that's just an alias. That's a persona. That's the online persona and stuff. Like, this is real life. I don't walk around telling people that my name is my YouTube name or something. When I meet people, I tell them my real name. And then you got these other people that say, oh, I'm gender fluid. And it's like, what does that mean? Oh, it means that however I feel for the day is how I am. Sometimes I feel like I'm a woman. Sometimes I feel like I'm a man. It's like, okay, no, you're X, so maybe you actually are a man, but you like to dress up as a woman sometimes. So you're a cross-dresser. You're not a woman for that day, you idiot. And then back to reality. Oh, I'm a man today. No, you're always a man who likes to wear women's clothes. So basically you're a softcore drag queen, basically. Ugh. And then you get like, again, back to the thing on Dr. Phil with those people, whatever they were. I think the relationship that those people had, that Dr. Phil had, was like probably the perfect example of the extreme psychoticness of this community. Because you had the first one, what was that one's name? Keep thinking Amber. It wasn't Amber. What the heck was it? I don't know. Whatever the first one's name was with the long hair and the beard, though. It was like, in their relationship, that one would have been the girl, even though it's a guy, because there's a beard. but that one would have been the girl out of the two of them with the beard. And of course, this person claims, I'm non-binary. And what was their stupid pronouns? I think they went by something like they, them. And then you had the other one. The other one's name was Ethan. I don't know why I can remember that, but I can't remember the other one. But that one was somebody that switched over. It was biologically a woman and now claims to be a guy. And it must be, I don't know, it must be... I know it got the double mastectomy because there was topless, like, beach photos and you saw the scars. And, you know, the voice is kind of goofy, so there's definitely some, like, hormone therapy going on. But, yeah, and then that one's pronouns. I'm also non-binary, and my pronouns are he, them. And then that creates another loophole, because it's like, okay, you claim to be non-binary. Now, what does the binary mean? There's two genders, guy and girl, which, yep, that's real life. Guy and girl. Man, woman, male, female, whatever you want to say. Now, you went and switched. You changed yourself from being a woman, a girl, whatever you want to say, female, to being a male, guy, blah, blah, blah. But now you're claiming you're non-binary. So what did you switch for in the first place? Why couldn't you just stay as what you were? If you're non-binary, that means you're neither. So you claim to be neither of the options, but you switched from one of the options to another one of the options, and then claim that you're neither of the options. Huh? And you even half adopted the other one's pronouns. You go by he. You don't even say she anymore. You go by he. It's not like you say he, her, and at least just take both of them. No, you say he, and then them like an idiot. But, like... It's so psychotic and nonsensical. It's just dumb stuff that they make up and think everybody's supposed to just, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that because that's what you say. Like, no, you live in real life. This is real life. What the heck? It's so stupid. Like I said, you want to be all crazy and weird like this? Video games. You can be as psychotic as you want in a video game. Or join Meta. You can make as ridiculous of a character as you want in there. Who cares? It's not real life. That's where you can be as much of a freak as you think you are. Because, hey, that's your character. You went crazy, you were creative, and you had a good time creating this over-the-top character. Have fun. But not in real life. And then what else? You have, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, the non-binary stuff is probably the stupidest, though. Oh, I'm neither. Like, it's even dumber I saw one moron, it was like a TikTok video, I think, who had super long story for what they claim to be. They're like, I'm a non-binary, trans, this, that, and the other thing. And it was like, I don't remember the rest because it was ridiculous right at the beginning. How are you non-binary but then trans? So you claim to be neither of the standard typical options, but you switched. So what did you switch from? What were you in the first place? And then what did you switch into? Like, it's like they don't even realize how stupid they sound. How contradictory they are. They just say this dumb stuff and think everyone's supposed to just go with the flow. Kind of like Matt Walsh. They keep talking about woman, something about womanhood. So then Matt Walsh says, okay, what is a woman? Define a woman. I can't define a woman because everybody has a different idea of what woman is. No, you can't define a woman because you come up with all this ridiculousness but don't think it through. So then when push comes to shove, you're like, oh crap, I just made up all this nonsense as soon as I woke up this morning, but I forgot to come up with true definitions. So now I can't explain it because I'm an idiot. Anyways, I think all this non-binary and nonsense I've been saying probably is part of that QIA, whatever else. So even though I don't specifically know what all that means, I probably am accidentally covering it anyways. But yeah, basically what it comes down to though is those people definitely need psychiatric help. Like they need to stop, their movement needs to stop trying to force society to accept them, because clearly there is a problem. There is something wrong in your head that you think, no, I'm not a boy or a girl. I'm nothing, apparently. They just say non-binary. They don't even come up with anything that they are. I'm just non-binary. What does that mean? You're just a being? You just exist? So what, you're a plant? Like, what do you think you are? I don't get it. The other thing is, the ones that are just sort of normal, and there's, the T's. The T's are like the most normal out of all this psychotic end of things. They're the most normal-ish because at least they're like, well, I don't want to be a girl anymore. I just want to be a boy. Okay, so at least you're still acknowledging some reality that there's boys and girls and stuff, and you just want to change from one to the other. Yeah, you still have problems because, you think that you're a boy trapped in a girl's body, or even just the idea of wanting to do that, even if you don't think you're a girl trapped in a boy's body or whatever, is still, loopy and out there because, what is that? What's that? It's called, like, body dysmorphia or something. Like, they don't even want to use the words anymore. Like, that's an actual, like, psychological medical condition. But, like, now if you try to say that, they're just trans. Oh, okay. Like, put it this way. If there was a schizophrenic guy having, like, a full-on fight with somebody that he was hallucinating, would people just stand by and be like, oh, it's okay, he's just schizophrenic. The guy that he sees is real to him, so it's real. He's actually having a fight with somebody right now. Just let him duke it out. No, that's not how it works. You try to do whatever you can to encourage them to get help. You don't just casually embrace it. Whatever, he's a psycho because of schizophrenia, but that's fine. He's schizophrenic. What are you going to do? So that's the same as these people. It needs to not be, no, that's fine. They're just trans. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, you're a non-binary, blah, 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 this, that, and the other nonsensical thing you just made up last night before you went to bed. Yeah, okay, that's what you are then. No. First off, that needs to be the response. No. The stupid acceptance and democratic left-style push needs to end. And just no. And everybody makes the jokes like this is what happens when these kids grew up soft. Everybody having a stupid participation award. And, parents being wussy pushovers. And see, now you got a whole generation of morons who think that, A, they don't have to work, that the government for some reason is supposed to support them, and that they're, being a multimillionaire is a guaranteed right to them, and they don't even have to work for it at all. That should just be handed off to them. And they also think they can come up with all this crap, and everybody's supposed to just, okay, yup, okay, sure. Ugh, it's so stupid. And then sometimes when you listen to these morons and they got like a dumb pronoun, like, I like to be called they, them, blah, 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 you should ask me and this and that, because it's just polite. No, it's not polite. First off, you shouldn't be making up dumb words for everyone else to have to know about you. Oh, you like to go buy stupid stuff because you got mental problems. That's cool. And second off, like, they think that people just ask, what are your pronouns? Nobody's going to ask that. You look like a girl, I'm calling you she. Stupid. They're going to ask, is that okay? And then also, you got to think, too, what about the normal people? How they feel? Like, they just want, I want you to accept me and how I feel. What about, you're a very small minority. Somehow these morons are like 1% of the population, yet they're dominating mainstream and all this with their stupid movement. So it's like, what about the 99% of the other people that are normal? Like, what, we're supposed to just walk around casually asking everybody, hi, what do you go by? I go by he, him. Duh. Like, really, I couldn't tell that you went by he, him. It's like all this signatures, too, on emails. Oh, it's so stupid. Sephora, that's one of our customers, and all of them put that crap. Clearly, it's a woman's name. Clearly, we've had, Zoom meetings. We've seen what they look like. Clearly women. What do their signature have? She, her, hers. Really? I had no idea you were a woman. Oh, thanks for putting that down there. That really helps me out a lot. It's so stupid. But yeah, back to the other one. So it's like, think about like normal people. Like, I know for me, I wouldn't do that anyways. I don't care. F you. If I say she and you're like, excuse me, I go by they, then I'll be like, yeah, whatever, she. Like, I don't care. That's stupid. I'm not playing your retarded game. That's a one-player game, okay? You want to play that? Play it with yourself. I didn't plug in my controller well, I'm thinking PlayStation 1 days. I didn't, Bluetooth sync up my controller to your console. I'm not playing with you, so this isn't 2-player. I'm not online either. I'm playing offline. So, I don't care what you think your dumb words are going to be. I'm not doing that. But, if I was one of those morons, you know how uncomfortable it would be? I go by he, him. Are you normal and go by she, her? Like, you know how uncomfortable that would make them? Make us, normal people? To have to ask people? Like, I'm thinking about when sometimes you can't tell. Like, before all this nonsense was going on, like 20, 25 years ago, when almost everybody was normal. And when somebody was trans, they were called a tranny, and you made fun of them. And it was obvious that they were a tranny, too, because, it wasn't like nowadays with surgeries just being like, oh, you want to cut your dick off? There you go. Congratulations, you're a woman. But then it was like, what? I'm not doing that. But anyway, like the perfect tranny I think of, well, not perfect, but you know what I mean, a good example is Woody Harrelson in, what the heck movie is that? I don't know. It's not even a tranny, though. He's more just like a drag queen, but he's Galaxia. What the heck movie is that from, though, when he's Galaxia, and then later, is that Anger Management? I think it's Anger Management, when he's Galaxia, and then later he's working at, like, the basketball court or something, as a man, as his normal self, because he does, like, I don't know, he's a janitor there or something. Like, that's what I think of, what I was just talking about with trannies. Like, you'd call that tranny, because it's still a guy, he's just dressing up, pretending he's not. Even when he's talking, ooh, and then, you guys are freaks. But anyways, yeah, so sometimes there's a person, though, that you can't tell. And, like, if you did want to ask, are you a boy or a girl, it's like, it's just super uncomfortable and awkward. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to address you. What are you a guy? No, I'm a woman. Oh, God, that's so awkward. And now they think you're supposed to just casually walk around asking everybody that. Like, it's just normal conversation. Hey, you got a dick and balls or what? We playing a home game here? You doing a little bit of pocket ball? No? So we're going spelunking? Going cave diving? We looking for some bats? Like, it's stupid. But yeah. Luckily enough, though, I found a lot of channels on YouTube that, I can kind of relate with, that hate on all this nonsense, like Ben Shapiro and, like I said, Matt Walsh and possibly Michael Knowles. I don't really follow him as well. I mostly just do Ben and Matt Walsh, but still, it's like, okay, good. There's a lot of voices of reason out there. Even like Tucker Carlson. He doesn't really talk about this stuff, but, that would be his ideology, too. He'd just find his weird way of making fun of it, though, like he always does. Possibly Rand Paul. I don't know. He's kind of like on our team for a lot of stuff. I just don't really know what he'd think about this stupid soup community. But, yeah. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. That's the other thing I thought of, too, and then I got sidetracked and forgot. So back to the Dr. Phil episode with whatever that first one that would be the girl in the relationship, even though it's a biological male because of the beard, and then the tranny Ethan. The other thing I was thinking too that makes them like the perfect candidates for that show with all this nonsense is, so like I said, you got a guy trying to be the woman but maintaining the beard. You got a woman that wanted to change into a guy, so now it can sort of be like they're in a straight relationship, but then they get the whole non-binary nonsense going on. That's why that one's a woman, or wants to be a woman, but keeps the beard. And then you have them with their dumb pronouns. Oh, we're both non-binary, and their stupid words, they, them, and blah. Like, they're just a mix of it all. But then the other thing I was thinking is, I think they're married too, which is just like, man, that is such a weird, you know how uncomfortable of a ceremony that must have been for the priest or pastor or whatever they used, unless they found a freak priest or pastor that doesn't really follow the principles of God too well, that could come along and be like, hey, I'm also non-binary, you're now husband and husband, or whatever they went with. I don't even know what words they used. If they are married, what words did they use for that? They make up something stupid for that too? I'm not a husband, I'm a this, and I'm not a wife, I'm a this. Ugh. But anyways, I was just thinking though, the Ethan one that was trans, I was thinking she got the double mastectomy, and obviously, like I said, is on hormone treatments because I think there was a little bit of facial scruff, not like a full-on beard, but I think there was like glorified sideburns or something like that going on. Maybe a little bit around the face. I don't recall fully offhand, but the beard wasn't as full as the actual guy. Addison, that's the other one's name. Addison. The beard wasn't as full as Addison's. So, but anyways, and the voice, like I said, was kind of goofy. It's like in the phase of changing. But I was thinking, what about down below? Obviously, Addison wants to be the woman in the relationship, but has a dick. And I was thinking, this other one, did they get changed, or do you still got the slot machine going on? Because that means it's so weird, because they do all this dumb stuff to themselves, but yet at the end of the day, sexually, they'd be a straight couple. A straight, normal couple. Like, even with their stupid nonsense they got going on with Addison pretending to be the woman even though he's got the dick, and Ethan pretending to be the man even though he's, you know, going fishing, like, they'd be straight in that sense of a guy and a girl, even though it's backwards. But then when it comes down to at nighttime, they'd be straight the correct way. The guy's got the guy side of things, and the girl's got the girl side of things. And it's just like, man, like, no matter how much you want to come up with all these stupid nonsense crap in your head that you let spew out of your mouth, at the end of the day, you're oddly still just a straight couple. It's almost like in movie 43, if you ever saw that, between Halle Berry and that other guy. I don't know what his name is, but he's been in a few things. He's kind of goofy. And, you know, they go through all this drastic transformation. And at the end, she's got him like a Chinese guy with buck teeth. And what else did she do to him? I don't know. She's made him do a lot of nonsense. And then she's got like gigantic fake boobs and super, super tight Botox face, huge Botox lips, and all this. Just, they're completely changed from their first date because of their weird game that they played. But at the end of the day, they end up hooking up, and it's just like, you know what I mean? They change themselves so much, but at the end of the day, it's the same result as if they didn't change anything at all. That's the same as this Addison and Ethan pair. They come up with all these stupid words. They go through and change their bodies, change how they dress, change their pronouns, probably even change their names. Yeah, obviously change their names. The parents of Ethan didn't have a daughter and name it Ethan. And obviously the parents of Addison didn't have a son and name him Addison. So they changed their names, they changed everything. But at the end of the day, everything's exactly the same. When they're, getting frisky together, everything's exactly the same as if they never changed a single thing. Like, it's just, I don't know what point I'm trying to make. It's just something I thought of when I was watching that episode and thought it was kind of goofy. Like, all this nonsense for what? At the end of the day, nothing's changed. And even still, at the very, very end of the day, it's pushing midnight. It's like 11:59. So at that far at the end of the day, there's still the genetics and biology and stuff. Say they die and they're buried, well, not say everybody dies. So when they die and they're buried and stuff, if in 1,000 years archaeologists dig them up and they study in their bones, they're going to say this was a male, this height, blah, blah, blah for Addison. And then when they pull up Ethan, they're going to say, oh, this was a female, this height, roughly, blah, blah, blah. Like, archaeologists aren't going to know your nonsense that you thought that you had to try to push on everyone. They're not going to dig up Addison's bones and be like, oh, this was a guy that liked to dress up as a woman every single day because he thought that he was the female in the relationship with his trans husband, or and, he, she, whatever. No, you can't even say that because they went by they, them. So, I guess it wasn't a he or a she. Those were both, what's the word I'm looking for? Inapplicable? Is that even a word? Am I making up a word right now? I don't know. Non-applicable, not applicable. You know what I'm trying to say. N-A. Both those words were N-A because they went by they, them. And despite having the long hair and wearing a dress and all this to the Dr. Phil show at one time, there's still a full beard. And then, when they're studying Ethan, I can be like, oh, it was a woman, ended up having top surgery at least. Went by Ethan, started taking hormone treatments, blah, blah. Like, nobody's going to know that. They're going to study what you have and just know, based on that, the genetics in your bones, what you are. So you can... So these morons try to go through all this work for nothing. Oh, I want you to call me this. Why? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Well, then again, they could use that too. Like, that's what the stupid... They had on the Dr. Phil show again, they had a third guest, some woman, which is, oh my word, such a joke. She has a PhD in something, but she works at this super liberal college, and it's like, yeah, here we go, here's a joke. And, yeah, her thing was, she says to Matt Walsh, I don't even know why you care so much. And makes it like it's a joke. And it's like, hold up. You're saying that you don't know why he cares so much, but, like, clearly you care. You're here trying to advocate for these two freaks and be on their team and, like, help defend them against Matt Walsh. Because, he's the bad guy, even though he's trying to conserve normalcy, conservative side of things. So you clearly care. So why do you care? I mean, you teach at a school that, like, I think the school she teaches at, what did Dr. Phil say? Has, like, the highest rate of, like, trans people or LGBTQ community people that attend that school. Like, you chose to work at that school. That's a school I would never work at for sure. But you chose to work there for a reason, so you care. So why do you care so much about trying to break societal norms? That's the real question. Not why Matt Walsh wants to fight against it. It's obvious why he wants to fight against it, because it's nonsense and stupid. But why do you want to fight against societal norms so aggressively? Is the real question. Why is anybody doing any of this? Is another real question. You know what I mean? Like, why do these non-binary people just think that they can just make up some status about themselves? One day, you just wake up and, if you're a boy, I'm not a boy anymore, but I'm also not a girl. I don't want to be a girl either. I'm just nothing. Really? I didn't know that's how it worked. I don't want to go by he, him anymore. I'm going to come up with some retarded word. I want to be or as my pronouns. Yeah, that works for me. What's the singular? Duh, the obviously would be plural. Or possessive, I mean. Ugh. It's just stupid. Basically, what needs to happen is the TQIA, blah, 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 needs to drop off. And at the very least, just be LGB. Because, I make fun of the LGB. Well, I made fun of the B, actually, saying it's fake. But compared to the second half, it's like, whatever, it's tolerable. At least for the most part, you people are normal. You just claim that you want to fool around with, both sides of the, both teams. But that's way more normal and doesn't really need psychiatric help compared to the back half of, this crazy acronym. It's kind of like, makes me think of Dave Chappelle and his skit about the car. The LGs and the Bs. I mean, the L's and the G's are just hanging out in the front, and then the B's hop in. And the B's kind of creepy because, he's looking at both of them, and they're both like, we're not really interested in you. And then the T comes along, and, like, the T's sitting way in the back because the LGs and the B's are all like, what's up with you? Like, you don't know what team you want to be on. You don't... I don't know how to feel about sitting next to you. That's basically it in a nutshell. Obviously, he was way more articulate, and he made it like a 5-minute bit. But, you know, that was the gist of it. Talking about, like, if each letter was a person in a car, how everybody would feel. I think actually he had 5. Maybe even threw in, like, a non-binary. And, like, I think the non-binary one was the most awkward. Even the trans were like, even we believe at least that we're one or the other. But, yeah, so basically what it boils down to is, jeez, I want to jump off target here, but this, like I said, I usually make these when I'm driving. And there was just a new Cadillac that just drove by. Like, new, you can tell. Body style, the paint, everything was pretty new. And, like, that car was already jam-packed full of junk in the back. Like, what the heck? Why would you get a decent car and not even take care of it? Hey, look, I got a new 2020. It wasn't super brand new. That's why I'm saying 2020. It's probably that, 2019, 2020, somewhere in that range. But why would you get a fairly new car and just let it fill up with trash? Like, it was jam-packed. It was pressed up against their back windows. It was like, what the heck? Like, at first, I saw it because there was some in the front, too. And I thought, oh, maybe they just went and bought some, like, party supplies. That's what it kind of looked like. But then when they drove by and I saw it jam-packed in the back, I could tell it was just trash. It was, like, random cardboard boxes and stuff. And I'm like, what? That's stupid. Anyways, back to the main story. So, yeah. The back half of this community just needs to stop. It needs to die out. People need to stop embracing it and being stupid. Like, you're just sending society into a psychotic downward spiral. I mean, that's the whole thing, too, though, with this, Democrats being in power. Hopefully that changes. That would be... They came up with a plan or a projection on how, like, this could rapidly turn around. And it's like, I didn't even think of that. I thought of the Republicans winning the House and the Senate would be sick. At least then there would be a 2/3 majority and the Democrats would only have the presidency. And at which point, Biden would basically have no power anymore. I mean, he practically doesn't have power as it is because every time, I can't take questions, my handlers say I can't talk to you. So what happens then when the House and Senate aren't even under his, air quotes, control? But the idea was that Trump would then be able to become the House Speaker because, if Republicans had the power, he would be there. So it'd be like, bye-bye, Pelosi, you motherfucker. And then the plan would be to impeach Biden and Harris because then who's third in line? The House Speaker. Which means if they got impeached and actually removed, which they should be, they both suck and have completely destroyed this country in a year. Like, that's psychotic. But yeah, then who would become president again? Trump. And it was like, holy crap, I didn't even think of that. Like, that's a super cool plan. Like, he could, in theory, be president by 2023. It's not an election season, but if that happened, then he could take over by then. And it would be like, ooh, fix this country. All right. Switch it all from crap Democrats to get everything back in line and straightened out and smart again with Republicans in every seat. Executive, Oh, no, hold on. House, Senate, and presidency. I guess that's just executive and legislative. Forget about judicial. That's something different. But still, that would be sick. In either case, though, hopefully in the 22 midterm elections, the Republicans take over because this Democrat nonsense is just ridiculous. And you know how fast everything will turn around and become, like, so much better, too? I bet you all this stupid COVID nonsense will just fade out. It's the Democrats that are keeping it going. Look at Ron DeSantis down. Actually, any state with a Republican governor, it's so much better there. Of course, my state's a little faggot, and we got a stupid Democrat governor, so we got to deal with this nonsense. But all the states with a Republican governor are way better off. And yeah. I'm sure there won't be any more stupid debt ceiling nonsense blowing money on what? On nothing. Filling up their own pockets with inflated cash. And what else? Like, just so much... Ugh. They all need to get out of there. Every single seat just needs to get out of there. Or at least the majority. Like, we can't really just straight up red it. That'd be cool, though. Full red, imagine. That's never going to happen, but that would be sick. But anyways, all I'm trying to say is, yeah, these people need help. They need to stop being embraced and acting like everything's fine and good and dandy and happy-go-lucky and jolly, because it's not. You have problems. And other people that are sane shouldn't have to try to adjust and adapt to your psychoticness. You know, you don't adjust to somebody with bipolar. You help them get the meds they need to stabilize their brain. You don't casually embrace a person with schizophrenia. You help them get the treatment they need so that they can maintain their delusions. You don't feed into their delusions. Yeah, somebody's standing there. I see him too. Even though you don't, you're just going along with it. But that's what the stupid T community wants. They want you to go along with their nonsense and act like, yeah, okay, whatever stupid words you want me to use, I'll use. Yeah, okay, you're a woman, but I'll call you a man. Ooh, whoops, I cut that a little bit too tight. I'm back at my job and just caught it way too tight. I almost smashed into a snowbank. And in all fairness, I would have normally been nowhere near the snowbank, but because of the snow, it threw me off. I'm used to just turning in a certain way, and there's snow there now, so it doesn't really work. Anyway, yeah, that's it. This is kind of perfect timing anyways. I'm back at work, and I said what I had to say. And, yeah, I'm sure, not too many people listen to these anyways, but I'm sure if anybody does, they'll probably be all offended and act like I'm a bad guy for saying this. But you know what? I got to listen to your nonsense on the news all the time, so my one singular opinion that I'll get about 5 views can also be out there. And if for some reason this gets more views, good. And if you don't like what I said, oh well, fuck you. I probably don't even know you anyways, so what difference does it make? How am I affecting you if you don't know me, and how are you affecting me if I don't know you? You know what I mean? All right, that's it. So yeah, bye.